Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic, where we've got stuff this week. We've got magic in the mail in the form of stuff in styrofoam, stuff in boxes, stuff in paper bags. And it's like, I want to keep these videos kind of brief, sub 20 minutes. But you get stuff, and I want to do just these things, but then I realize, well, I've got this pile of poo here, and I've got Valentine's Day stuff. I mean, that can't keep. It's got to be this week. It's got to go now. So let's get into the stuff. I think first we'll start with the biggest item, the one that'll be the hardest to get into. So rather than you sitting through like 5 minutes of me pulling styrofoam out of this box and opening it up, I've just taken it out already. It's this. What's this, you say? It's a jar. Well, yes, of course it is. But it's not just any jar. It's the jar from Up. Yep, that's right. Third week in a row. Up item. No, I'm not becoming a massive Up fan. So this, of course, is a recreation of the jar in the film Up. It even says Paradise Falls on the side here. And I am a big fan of things that aren't supposed to exist. I've got, a box of South Park cheesy poofs, and I have a bottle of Nuka-Cola and a tin of Fixer from Fallout. I've got one of the little baseball-headed baby dolls from the BioShock games. I like things that aren't supposed to exist in our world. So naturally, when I saw that this was actually a clear 1-gallon jar, the way it is in the movie, how could I not go for this? Now, of course, in reality, it's not paper with tape holding it on. It is just a decal that is not coming off of there. Or at least if it does, it's never coming back on again. And the pictures on the back we have of South America and Paradise Falls and youngish Carl and Ellie. And I guess, you can put your money in this. It does have a cork stopper, just like the real thing. And it says for you to customize it. Use the adhesive cling to personalize your money jar. And it does come with a fake note with tape on it that you can, I guess, write whatever you want on Sharpie or whatever and stick it on there yourself. Or I guess you could just stick on your own things. Perhaps stick on pictures of Disneyland to show if you want to use this as your Disney savings jar. But it's a nice thing. It's a big, thick jar, bottle, whatever. I mean, I've seen other Paradise Falls Up money jars before, but they're usually smaller. They're usually not see-through. They don't usually look like the thing from the actual film. And that's why I like this. I like prop recreation items. Am I going to put money in it? I don't know. I mean, this would be probably better to put some of that, that Disney money you save up instead of just an old Coke bottle. But, I mean, how are you going to get paper money out of this? That seems like it could be difficult. I wouldn't want to break it. Plus, if you fill it with coins, you fill a glass jar with coins, and, there is a possibility of breakage once you get to a certain point. I don't remember how much this cost, and I don't think it says on it. I did actually say this in the Disney store, but as you can see, ours does not have a price tag on it, because we ordered it through Shop Disney. Because, frankly, we didn't know it would be in the Disney store. Like, I commented, I think, last week about our Disney store not having the lock and key flare pin. Well, guess what? Now they do. I wish I'd known they were getting it in because I wouldn't have bought it from Shop Disney. I would have just waited and bought it in the store. But, not much you can do about that. But yep, that's our first item, the Paradise Falls jar. Our second item, also in styrofoam. This one a little easier to get into because it didn't come with a box. I thought it did, but I guess it just came like this in the shipping container. And it's February. It is the week of Valentine's. So what better time could there possibly be for a new Haunted Mansion item? Let's see if I can get it out of here. I feel like it's a little delicate. And yes, it is a Madame Leota snow globe. Let's zoom in on it, shall we? Yep, it's Madame Leota. It does say the Haunted Mansion on the logo there. And if it looks like it's a little off-center to you, well, yes, that's because weirdly it is. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be that way. In fact, here's what it looks like on the website. And, of course, here's what I got. And, yeah, she seems to kind of be just kind of tilting her head. I mean, can we center that out? There we go. I think that's I think her head's about straight now. Of course, everything else is crooked, so maybe let's go back to the way it was. Or try to. So we have Madame Leota inside here. It's not a music box. You would think, from the size, and I think it was like 50 bucks, so the price, that it would be a music box. But no, it is just a snow globe. And I am kind of glad to see Disney bringing back the snow globes. I have a number of old, like, little Haunted Mansion music box statue diorama things. I think I've shown them in a past video. I showed a picture of them. Yeah, they kind of stopped making a lot of that stuff. And I'm glad to see things like this coming back. Things like the Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree Snow Globe, which I'm not buying because it's $150, come back into production. Stuff that's, you know, a little higher end, but not like the $500-600 Swarovski crystal solid pewter statue sort of crowd. So aside from Madame Leota and, of course, the crest, on this side we have our hitchhiking ghosts, which I think are quite nicely sculpted, although the faces are missing a little detail. Like his eyes don't seem to... There's space for them, but there's like no paint on there, like something there should be. Kind of the same thing with him, but Gus looks good. I mean, there's no paint on his eyes either, but I think he looks good. And then on the other side, and this is kind of the part that it's not so great for me, we do have the groundskeeper and the dog, and I don't know, maybe because they're alive and they should look a little more so, they look just a little off to me. They don't look as good as the hitchhiking ghosts. I think the ghosts look quite nice. I think they are kind of lacking, but looking at them both, looking at them all, they kind of look like miniatures from a board game. I would buy the board game that came with these miniatures. And then at the back we just have the entryway to the crypt, or I guess the exit to the crypt, depending on which way you're coming. But yeah, as you can see here, Madame Leota's head is not quite where it should be. Now, am I going to send it back for this? Well, no, because if you've ever sent anything back to Shop Disney, you know that whatever it is will have instantly gone out of stock and they won't be able to do anything for you on it. And I somehow doubt this is going to be showing up in my local Disney store, at least not maybe until September. But yeah, it's a nice thing, and you know, it's always nice to have new Haunted Mansion items, even in the off-season. And then we have one more big item, and that is this. So again, we're going to jump forward to when I have extricated this from its paper tomb. Okay, so I need you all to keep very quiet about this, because this is my wife's Valentine's Day present. I mean, yeah, she picked it out, and she was there when I bought it, and she actually carried it to the cash register. But I'm hoping she'll forget by tomorrow that we got it for her. But yeah, this is her Valentine's Day present. It is Disney, but of course not from Shop Disney or Disney Store. It's actually from Hallmark. And I don't know why the tag's been torn off. I think the cashier must have done that. Or maybe maybe that's not where the price tag was. Maybe that's just an error with the application of it. And I guess it's the only one they had, because it's the one that was actually on the shelf, which is why it didn't have its own little special box. The cashier just did a very good job of wrapping it up in bubble wrap and paper. And it's Mickey and Minnie. It says, "When my heart found you, it knew." And of course, it's got some nice gold trim around the edges. What are we going to do with such a thing? I don't know. What do you do with such things? I imagine it'll end up on a table, or the china hutch, or maybe put away and brought out for special occasions. I don't know. But it's nice, isn't it? Any details in the back about like what it is exactly? Do not microwave, hand wash only. Like you're going to eat off of this. Do people actually try to eat off of these things? But it is, I guess, ceramic. And yeah, it's what my wife wanted for Valentine's Day. So that's what she's getting. Isn't it nice? All right, that's all of the big things. Now let's go on to the smaller things. We'll start while we're talking about Valentine's Day. We'll look at these. Let's look at them right side up even. So we went to the mall yesterday to shoot some stuff for a video that's coming out this coming Wednesday, which is kind of somewhat Valentine's themed, so will therefore be completely out of date by the time you ever see it. But we went to the Disney store because of course we did. They're doing that friends and family sale thing right now. If you got one of the coupons they were handing out a few weeks ago, you get 25% off store-wide of whatever things you can find that actually qualify for it. If you don't have a Disney store near you, or you don't have a coupon, you can always use it at shopdisney.com. I think the code is DisneyPals or DisneyPal. And same thing as that 25% off store-wide sale they're having. But you have to put a code in because, of course, Shop Disney has to have codes for everything. You can't just get a sale price or free shipping or whatever. You need to put in codes. But yeah, they have these in Keep One, Share One, Mickey and Minnie Heart Pin Set. It was $14.99. You get 2 pins, one for you, one for your significant other, I guess. Kind of similar to that Nightmare Before Christmas pin that they released I think it was last fall, where like one half of it was Jack and one half was Sally. Only this one's much, much sparklier and more cheerful. And if you put them together, which I won't do because I'm not going to take them out of the package, their little hands will form a heart. And this is actually serrated. It's actually not serrated, perforated. So you can rip the thing in, break this heart in half. You can rip your heart in half and give half of it to your significant other. Yeah, they're single back pins, 2021 pin trading pins. What more do you want for Valentine's Day than that? Probably more, but tough, you're not getting it. Next we have a pile of Pooh, which I think requires some closer looks. So about a week and a half ago, at least from when I'm recording this, Disney released yet another collector's key, Keys to Imagination key. This one's a special edition, so not limited, but special. And it's for the Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree 55th anniversary. And I'm going to be honest, I like this box. This is, I think, the box of all the boxed keys. I like this box the best. I think it captures a sense of specialness to not just this item, but the other items in the set that we're going to look at in a minute here. But I think the gold and burgundy looks nice. It looks like something you'd want to keep, as opposed to kind of the, I don't want to say junky, but just not a special look of literally every other box pin up to now. It was $12.99. We ordered this one off of Shop Disney, so it has no anti-theft device on the back. And luckily it also arrived in decent condition. But taking a look at it, it's a standard Disney key. You've got the castle over here for the teeth. You've got the big D. It says Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree on it. And then the D and the teeth of the keys are both actually kind of semi-transparent. I don't know how well that shows up. With a honeycomb pattern on them. But they're actually like a see-through yellow honey-colored plastic. Which is a nice detail. And I guess you got a little bit of that going on with the rings in the center of the key there as well. You have little bees on here flying to, I guess the other part of the honeycomb there. But yeah, it's a cute little key. I think it's one of the nicer ones so far this year. I think it's nicer than the up key. I'll be honest with you. I think it's nicer, and I think it's, I think 55 years is a weird time to suddenly decide to observe Winnie the Pooh having an anniversary. I would have thought 5 years ago would have been a good time for that, but, I guess this is where we're at right now. And there's a whole line of stuff out for this. A new plush. I think there was, like, shirts and stuff. And, of course, you can't have a new key release without a new key pin. Except for with Up, which, as I commented before, weirdly didn't have a key pin. Yep, it's, again, the key is just a reproduction, a tiny, tiny metal reproduction of the real key. It's also special edition, not limited edition. And, yeah, it's got the honeycomb D, the honeycomb teeth, the little bees, and Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree written on the handle of it. And, yep, like the key itself, it's $12.99. It's available in Disney Store as well. My Disney Store has, like, they have that little collector's center stand. It's all keys now. It's all keys. And they have a bunch of different key pins hung up, too. They even had some more of the key blind box pins. So guess what we'll be doing another video of at some point in the near future. So these are the only things. These are the things we got from Shop Disney. We also did buy one Winnie the Pooh 55th anniversary item in the Disney store itself. And that is this. The Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree 55th Anniversary Limited Edition Pin Set. It's limited edition of 3,000. You get 5 pins. And it was the rather pricey $59.99. No discounts counted towards this. But again, it's that nice, I like the burgundy and gold. Of course, it matches thematically with our key and key pin. And which again, I think is nice. I think this looks nicer than a lot of the stuff they've done promotionally in the last year or so. And you open it up like a book, and there's words. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? This collectible pin set commemorates the 55th anniversary of the animated short Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree, 1966. For those of you who can't do math, I guess. A classic that brings to life our sweet-toothed pal Pooh and his hankering for the golden and gooey treat. Though Pooh's love of honey may get him stuck in some tight squeezes, his 100-acre wood friends always come to the rescue. This 5-pin limited edition set features iconic moments from the classic film and is a reminder that friendship and honey make for one sweet adventure. Nice little picture of Pooh. And then over here we have our pins. Commemorating different parts of the story. Like when Pooh realizes he's out of honey. When Christopher Robin gets him the balloon. When he flies the balloon up, and that is a dangler. So that's kind of cool. And here he's trying to get the honey, although he's not covered in the mud to make him look like a rain cloud, which is a little disappointing. And then here he is being attacked by the bees. And one thing on this, all the pins, all the balloons, here, and here, are actually like a rubbery substance, like a rubber or vinyl. Nothing on this pin for that. This one's just kind of pin on pin. But these ones all have, these two are also pin on pin, but these all have the rubber balloon, which is, I find both a little off-putting, but also a nice detail. And they have made the set, they put a little loop here so you can pull this out of the box if you want to. Take the pins out. There's no indication on here of like which number of the 3,000 you got. It does say, it just says Disney on the back. So yeah, I have no idea, if this is a low number or a high number. You can see that we have the standard Mickey pin backs on them. And we have to get it back in the box without causing damage. Here we go. It's a nice set. I'm trying to not buy so many of these box sets, in particular things like, I don't have buyer's remorse for the Black Widow set, but given that the movie still hasn't come out, maybe I'll feel better about that set once the film actually comes out. But for now, that one's not really doing as much for me as I kind of thought it would when I bought it. Yep, that's our Winnie the Pooh limited edition 3000 set of 5 pins. And that's all of our Disney stuff. There's actually one more item to look at this week on the show. You can call this a show. Is that too presumptuous to call this a show? Yeah, probably it is, but I don't care. This one's not Disney. It's not Shop Disney, Disney Store. It's not Disney related at all. It's this. It's a goat. It's a rubber goat that screams. It's a Screamo. Yep, it's that screaming goat. It's the one from the videos. And apparently there's like a whole series of them. There's apparently a donkey and a unicorn. I'm assuming they probably make the same sound. Can we get him out of the box easily? He's wired in. He was like $7 at Target, or $8 maybe. I saw him, I thought, oh, that's annoying. And my wife said, oh, well, you should get that. And so I did. And now it's here. It's now a thing that I own, and I suppose we'll have to find a place for. And with that, yep, that'll wrap us up for the week. Not much to say about him. He's very rubbery. I'm sure in the next 5 or so years, he will crack and fall apart. It sounds like the batteries in him are actually changeable, though. Because it says he takes, is it on here, but he takes button batteries. Oh, there's words on the bottom. I hadn't read this. Ah, Screamos are here. Squeeze their cheeks to make them scream. If your scream will fall silent, it's time to replace the battery. Get a small screwdriver. Okay, so yeah, it's just instructions on how to change the battery. I thought we were going to get a little story there about why they exist. Nice. Collect all 3. Don't think I'll be doing that. Series 2 coming soon? I think that's probably presumptuous on your part. Guess it must have come out last year. It says 2020 on it. It's for ages 4 and up, presumably because anyone younger will ruin their hearing by doing this next to their head. Yep, that's going to wrap us up for this week, for Weekend Magic. Spent too much money again. Got myself a kind of Madame Leota who could use a V8. A money jar that I'm probably too afraid to put money in. My wife's Valentine presents. And some Pooh. Oh, and a screaming goat. Come on. So with that, we'll call it a day. Have yourself a good weekend. I thank you for watching. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, or heck, even if you didn't, please give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.